Dear brothers and sisters, the fourth Sunday of Lent gives us the message of reconciliation. For us Dehonians, who are called to be servants of reconciliation, this message is more relevant in our life and ministry. The readings of today focus on our reconciliation with God. The word reconciliation literally means to repair what is broken or to restore what is lost or to make good what is bad. In our relationship with God, it is to repair, to restore, and to make good the broken, the lost, and the worsened bond with God. The common ways to get away from God or to break the bond is to be attracted to the material world, to follow one's own desires, to be closed in one's own self. In the first reading, Joshua says, "On the day they ate the produce of the land, the manna ceased." To have manna was a sign of Israelites' relation with God. Every day they looked up to God for their daily bread. On the day they turned towards the land for their food, manna ceased. That is, they lost the daily providence of God. They lost the daily interaction with God. The Gospel, the parable of the prodigal and his brother, shows that the younger son went away from the father when he got his share of property according to his desire. When the property was divided, in fact, his relationship with God the Father was divided. The elder son had a broken relation with his father and with his brother because he was closed in himself. He was not open to view the reality from another perspective. Perhaps we have distanced ourselves from God due to one of these ways of living. The distance with God slowly will lead to the loss of divinity in us, a life merely human, a life without spiritual or moral values, like the younger son who lived an immoral life. Gradually, it will lead to the loss of humanness itself, to a state of animals, like the younger son ended up in the field of pigs. Dear brothers and sisters, in the Gospel, Jesus teaches us that what matters is not the committed sin or the broken relationship with God, but the desire to reconcile with Him, that is, the will and the effort to repair and to restore our closeness with God once again. The first part of the Gospel shows us an example of making reconciliation possible. The attitudes of the younger son. The first is to come to oneself, to become aware of one's own state of sinfulness, the dryness of life without God, and the worsening of life situation due to sin. The second is to look at the goodness of God, to know and to trust in a benevolent, merciful, and compassionate God our Father. The third is to get up and go to God, to get out of the present sinfulness. The fourth is to humble oneself and to ask sorry, to go for a good confession and to sincerely open oneself before the merciful God. Whereas the second part of the Gospel shows us an example of making a reconciliation impossible. The attitude of the elder son. The first is to be closed in oneself. He refused to go into the situation of the father and his brother. The second is not let to go the negative feelings. He was very angry. The third is to look at only others' mistakes. He recalled all mistakes his brother had done. This leads to the next, that is stubbornness. He was not open to understand what the father was telling and remained in his own way of living. No reconciliation. Dear brothers and sisters, reconciliation is a dying to oneself and entering into a new life in Christ. It is a new creation. The old ways of life pass away and everything becomes new. Like the younger son was given everything new. A true reconciliation repairs the broken relationship. The person becomes one with God and they embrace each other. A true reconciliation restores the lost peace and happiness. A celebration of life happens. In this time of Lent, let us look at the crucifix, Jesus on the cross, who stretches out his hands to embrace all of us into his unconditional love and mercy. God bless us all.